Oh, hi. Welcome to my screencast on setting up Vuh'do for awesomeness and using mouseover macros for healing. So, the first thing I'm going to do is explain why I think Vuh'do is awesome, which is more to do with the information and feedback it gives you than anything else. So, I'll just open it up. So, there's a whole bunch of options and yada yada yada, but what I'm interested in is the spells. Now, if you don't want to use mouse click stuff for your healing spells, you need to go in here and just assign different values here than spells. So for me, I like to keep it as you would normally in the game, so left button's target, and then I've just got menu for this other stuff and nothing for right button. So that's how I deal with that, so I don't have to use the default mouse button click stuff, which is annoying. You can use key bindings here where you put the spell in, which is fine, except I use a G15 and it doesn't recognize those key bindings, so I don't do that either. I use my mouse over macros, as I've said. So that's all great. The other thing that is cool is the information that it can be displayed around the panel. So around these guys here about the different kinds of heals and things like that. So in this is you go to panels, hot icons, and then you can see all the different icons that display. I've got crap ones in there at the moment. So okay, ancestral healing, that's good. Gifted the Naru, who cares? Actually, I'd rather see Riptide, and I'd rather see Earth Shield. And hey, why not show Water Shield and Earthliving weapon? So when I look at my panel in the unit frame screen, I can see, oh, Water Shield's up, good, and oh, Earthliving weapon's up, good. So see how that works out. So you can see slot 1 will be Ancestral Healing, slot 2 will be Riptide, slot 3 will be Earth Shield, and then 4 and 5 down here will be Water Shield and Earthliving weapon for me. Cool, good, okay, so that's one of the main reasons that I think Vuh'do's pretty awesome. So I'm just going to OK out of here, and now I'm going to show you my mouse over macro and how it works and how to use it in your healing bars. I'm not using the default bars, but it's the same sort of approach. So just open my macro screen, go to my Jazenka specific macros, and the first one here that you can actually see is a mouse over macro, the kind of mouse over macro that I like using, which basically has 3 arguments. So it says cast and an at mouse over help chain heal, which means that it will cast chain heal on my mouse over target. And then if I don't have a mouse over target, it will just cast it on whoever I've got set as my target in my target frame. And if I don't have that, it'll cast it on me. And I've got that set up for chain healing, cleanse, which is really useful for quick cleansing, so I can just mouse over and cleanse, etc, etc. You can see this macro here's got a question mark. That's because it's for a different spec and I don't actually know that spell at the moment. So anyway, so say you go ahead and you create your healing macro. You may just want to copy this one. When you create it, so let's pretend we're creating a new one. In fact, I will create a new one. Because I want to do the same one, I'm just going to highlight everything and then Control C to copy. I'm going to click New. I'm going to keep the question mark icon as the same one, and then I'm going to put Riptide here because I want it to be a Riptide macro. The reason I'm choosing question mark is because I actually want it to show the icon and tooltip for the Riptide spell. So I say OK, and then I just get to Control V and paste in my macro, and because I'm using the #show tooltip command, it's basically going to show whatever is the name of the spell that I am asking it to cast. So let's see, Riptide, all one word. So I basically just put in the bits where it was another spell before, and that's done. And then if I click on another macro, you can see up here that it's changed to the Riptide macro. And then if I want to put that onto my action bars, I just click and drag it down to the one I want to replace. So Riptide, and you can see top left corner it's actually displaying the tooltip for me, so that's cool. So okay, let's test this. Actually, it's probably easier to show you with a spell that doesn't have any kind of hot. So what I'll do is I will first of all mouse over target, cast Lesser Healing Wave. It's actually given me Earthliving. Awesome, got the proc. Now I'll just target myself, cast Lesser Healing Wave, woot, and then no target, no mouse over, cast Lesser Healing Wave, woot, and this time I've procced Ancestral Fortitude. Hooray! So that is a quick rundown of mouseover macros and why they're awesome, and Vuh'do and why I find it awesome, which is basically about giving you all this information about different procs and hots, etc. in your healing panels, which is where you're looking most of the time when you're healing. Great for a druid and hots. I guess the other cool thing is if you're using like a data broker type dealio like Fortress here, which is where you can see all this crap. If I want to move my panels at any time, I can just come in here, uncheck lock panels, and then I can move the panel about everywhere. So I like to keep it, close to where other stuff might be going on and where I might need to click possibly. So I can just lock it again. And yeah, that's it. So I hope that's helped convince a little bit about why Vuh'do and mouseover macros in combination are fantastic.